Welcome to Timeless Stoic Learning. Have you ever experienced someone vanishing without a trace, leaving you bewildered and questioning what went awry? It's akin to trying to solve a puzzle with key pieces missing. Being ignored is undoubtedly painful, yet Sigma females have their own motivations for going silent unexpectedly. Whether they're refraining from responding to your messages, dodging your calls, or simply ignoring you in person, here are 10 possible explanations for why Sigma females might be giving you the silent treatment. Join me, and let's explore together. Number 1. You often ask for favors but never return them. Rare gems. We've all been there, constantly lending a helping hand to everyone around us, only to find ourselves met with silence when we're the ones in need. It's like always being the designated snack provider at a party, but when hunger strikes, suddenly everyone's on a diet. Being stuck in this one-sided dynamic can leave you feeling more like a tool than a friend. Sure, being helpful is great, but when it's all about taking and there's no giving in return, it starts to feel more like a transaction than a genuine friendship. Sigma females, naturally inclined towards generosity, also value balance in their relationships. They believe in reciprocity, where kindness flows freely in both directions. However, if they find themselves constantly on the giving end without receiving, they begin to question the authenticity of the relationship. They're perceptive to these patterns, noticing when they're being taken advantage of, even without concrete evidence. Whether it's a gut feeling or past experiences that have made them wary, Sigma females trust their intuition. Rather than confronting the issue directly or engaging in heated arguments, Sigma females often take a subtler approach. They may start to withdraw from requests for help, not out of spite, but as a means of self-preservation and a quest for more genuine connections. It's not about holding grudges, it's about safeguarding their own well-being and seeking out relationships where everyone contributes equally. Why play a game of tag if you're always the one doing the chasing? Sigma females prefer relationships founded on mutual respect and shared responsibility, where everyone plays their part. They prioritize authenticity and seek friendships that bring joy and fulfillment to both parties involved. Number 2. Your deeds don't align with your words. It's a tale as old as time. Someone pledges one thing and then does the complete opposite. It's akin to promising to bring cake to a party and then showing up empty-handed. Disappointing and utterly frustrating. When actions don't align with words, it breeds a tangle of mistrust and bewilderment. Sigma women who hold honesty and integrity in the highest esteem won't tolerate such behavior. Picture this. Grand promises are made, a big talk is given, but when it comes time to deliver, there's a disappointing shortfall. Maybe it's pledging support to a friend in need, but failing to show up when they truly require assistance. Or perhaps it's vowing to amend behavior only to repeat the same old mistakes. Sigma women aren't swayed by empty rhetoric. To them, actions speak volumes louder than words. If what you do fails to mirror what you say, they'll begin to question your reliability. It's akin to attempting to construct a house on a shaky foundation. It's bound to collapse. Sigma women opt to invest their precious time and energy in individuals who uphold their promises. Rather than engaging in confrontations over inconsistencies, they might simply choose to distance themselves. It's not about harboring grudges, it's about safeguarding their own peace of mind. Why subject oneself to the frustration of expecting one thing and receiving another? So if a Sigma woman starts giving you the silent treatment, it's worth reflecting on your actions and ensuring they align with your words. After all, nobody wants to be the guest who promises cake but forgets to bring it. Number 3. You gossip or speak ill of them behind their back. Let's get real. Spreading rumors or trash-talking about a Sigma female behind her back is like playing with fire. You're asking for trouble. Picture this. If they catch wind that you've been spreading negativity or spreading lies about them, they'll cut ties with you without batting an eyelash. Sigma women hold honesty and integrity in the highest regard. They want friends who are genuine, whether they're in the room or not. So if they catch wind that you're stirring up drama or spreading falsehoods, they won't hesitate to show you the door. Trusting their intuition is instinctive for them. If they sense insincerity from you, you're already skating on thin ice. It's not about holding grudges or seeking revenge. It's about steering clear of fake and toxic relationships. They believe in treating others with respect and expect the same in return. Talking behind someone's back isn't just disrespectful, it's a betrayal. So what's their response to this betrayal? They'll ghost you, plain and simple. No dramatic showdowns or heated arguments. They'll quietly remove themselves from the toxic situation. Drama and conflict, that's not their vibe. If you're all sunshine and compliments to their face but spreading negativity behind their back, don't be shocked when you find yourself flying solo. Sigma women value authenticity above all else, and if you can't keep it real, they won't hesitate to sever ties. They have zero interest in maintaining relationships that lack mutual respect and genuine interaction. So if you can't be genuine, don't be surprised when you find yourself on the outs with them. Number 4, you consistently criticize others. Imagine this. Every single day you're bombarded with criticism. It's like a never-ending stream of negativity, constantly pointing out your faults without ever acknowledging your strengths. Pretty demoralizing, right? Well, that's exactly how Sigma women feel when they're constantly subjected to criticism. Criticism can sting, and when it's relentless, it drives people away faster than you can say, ouch. For Sigma women, constant criticism feels like an uphill battle to meet impossible standards. No matter what they do, it's never enough. Nobody enjoys feeling like they're always under a microscope. When you're constantly highlighting flaws and shortcomings, it sends a clear message. Nothing they do pleases you. That's a tough pill to swallow. Instead of feeling inspired to improve, they start to feel disheartened and defeated. Your words stop being constructive and start feeling like an attack. Here's the thing, everyone craves appreciation and understanding, and Sigma women are no exception. They respond much better to positive reinforcement and constructive feedback than to incessant criticism. Sure, they can handle some constructive criticism, it's part of personal growth. But there's a stark difference between offering helpful advice and nitpicking every little thing they do. Sigma women value honesty, but they also value kindness. They prefer to surround themselves with people who uplift and support them, rather than tear them down with constant negativity. So if you're constantly finding fault in them, don't be surprised if they start to distance themselves. They'd much rather invest their time in relationships where they feel valued and encouraged. After all, nobody wants to be in an environment where they constantly feel inadequate. Number 5, they just don't like your vibe. Have you ever tried to force something that just doesn't fit? It's like attempting to make a square peg fit into a round hole, a futile endeavor. No matter how much effort you exert, it's just not happening. And you know what? That's perfectly all right. It's a common stumbling block we all encounter on life's unpredictable journey. Here's the deal. Just like you have your favorite tunes, movies, and snacks, personalities come with their own unique flavors, too. Sometimes you meet someone, and it's like mixing oil and water. They simply don't blend. Maybe you're all about extreme sports while they prefer cozy nights in, or perhaps your energies clash like socks with sandals. Whatever the reason, the chemistry falls flat. Now here's the twist. It's not always about something you did or said. It's not like you accidentally wore your socks inside out. It's just one of those peculiar quirks of fate. People are discerning about who they share their space with, and if the vibe isn't right, they might opt to hit the eject button. And you know what? That's just life unfolding as it does. We're all marching to the beat of our own drums, and that's what keeps the world spinning. Just as you might not resonate with everyone's style, they have the right to curate their own circle too. It's not personal, it's simply the universe orchestrating its dance with relationships. So chin up. Sometimes it's just not a match made in heaven, and that's perfectly okay. Number 6. You frequently indulge in meaningless conversation. Rare gems. Imagine finding yourself in a conversation hoping for some substance and depth, only to discover that you're drowning in a pool of superficial banter. Sound familiar? Well, that's one reason why Sigma women might start giving you the cold shoulder. These exceptional individuals value quality over quantity when it comes to conversation. They're not interested in idle chatter or gossip about the latest celebrity scandal. No, they're seeking something more profound, something that stimulates their intellect and ignites their passion. So, when someone talks endlessly without delivering any substance, Sigma women might feel like they're going nowhere fast. It's akin to searching for a needle in a haystack, only to realize there isn't even a needle to be found. And let's be real, incessant babbling without conveying anything meaningful can lead them to question your intelligence and critical thinking abilities. Are you even paying attention to what you're saying, or are you simply rambling for the sake of hearing your own voice? Sigma women crave conversations that leave them feeling enriched or challenged. So, if you're all about surface-level chit-chat and empty platitudes, don't be surprised if they start tuning you out or giving you the cold shoulder. They yearn for more, something that stimulates their mind and nourishes their soul. In a world filled with noise and distractions, Sigma women treasure those rare moments of genuine connection and profound discourse. If you truly want to capture their attention and earn their respect, skip the small talk and dive into the deep end of conversation. Trust me, they'll appreciate the effort and engage with you on a whole new level. Number 7, attention seeker. Picture this. There's always that one person who craves the limelight. They're the first to chime in during group discussions, the loudest laugh echoing across the room, and the main attraction wherever they go. Sound familiar? Well, that kind of behavior can be a major turn-off for Sigma females. These women prefer to keep a low profile and quietly navigate through life. They're not interested in hogging the spotlight or being the center of attention. So when someone comes along seeking attention like it's their daily caffeine fix, Sigma women might start feeling a tad annoyed. Those who constantly seek attention often resort to flashy, over-the-top antics, anything to stand out. But Sigma women aren't impressed by such theatrics. In fact, it can drive them to avoid such individuals altogether. Why? Because constantly seeking attention can signal a lack of comfort within oneself. It's as if you need validation from others to feel okay about yourself, and let's face it, that's not a good look. Sigma women value authenticity and confidence, not someone whose actions are dictated by the opinions of others. So if you're always craving attention, it might give off the impression that you're not at ease in your own skin, pushing people away faster than you can say, "Look at me." So if you're the life of the party type, constantly fishing for compliments and ensuring everyone's eyes are on you, don't be surprised if Sigma women start to keep their distance. They prefer genuine interactions and authenticity. They're content with quiet conversations over coffee, where everyone has a chance to speak without one person hogging the spotlight. And remember, constantly seeking attention can come across as insecurity. Sigma women are drawn to individuals who exude quiet confidence. So, if you want to catch their attention, try toning down the volume a bit. Embrace the understated confidence they admire, and who knows, you might find that you don't need all that extra attention to feel good about yourself after all. Number 8, they just require some solitude. Imagine those moments when all you crave is to hit the pause button on life and retreat into your own sanctuary. No buzzing phones, no incessant calls, just you and your thoughts. Well, Sigma women experience that urge too. They're firm believers in the rejuvenating power of solitude. To them, alone time isn't merely about binge-watching Netflix or mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds. It's a vital period for recharging their inner batteries and resetting their mental compass. So, if a Sigma woman appears to be giving you the cold shoulder, it might not be a reflection of anything you've done. She could simply be in one of those phases where she yearns for some quality alone time. And let's face it, that's perfectly normal. Everyone craves a breather from the hustle and bustle of everyday life to simply catch their breath. For Sigma women, this solitary time isn't just about physical space. It's about carving out mental and emotional breathing room too. It's an opportunity for introspection, a chance to delve into their thoughts, emotions, and life's direction without any external distractions. And honestly, who doesn't need a dose of that every now and then? So if you notice a Sigma woman withdrawing into her shell, don't take it personally. She likely just needs a moment to gather herself and rediscover her inner peace. It doesn't imply she dislikes you or that she's antisocial. It's simply her human need for tranquility amidst life's chaos. In fact, her inclination towards solitude speaks volumes about how much she treasures her well-being. She's taking proactive steps to ensure she remains grounded and authentic to herself. The next time she pulls back, recognize that she's merely hitting the reset button to return even more resilient. Your understanding and support during these times will only strengthen your bond in the long haul. Number 9. You don't inspire trust. Ever had that nagging feeling about someone that just doesn't sit right? You can't quite pinpoint it, but something feels off. For Sigma women, those feelings are like alarm bells ringing in their heads. Trust is paramount to them. If they detect even a whiff of doubt or uncertainty about someone, they won't hesitate to maintain their distance. And really, who can blame them? If you've ever fibbed, breached their trust, or behaved in a manner that raises questions about your true intentions, they'll take notice. Sigma women possess an uncanny ability to spot inconsistencies from miles away. Consistency is their golden rule. If you're constantly altering your story or acting shady, they'll feel uneasy around you. They prefer clarity in their relationships, and if they can't find that with you, they'll opt to keep their distance. Now, let's be clear. Sigma women aren't aiming to be cruel or vengeful. They simply don't see the point in investing time in someone they can't rely on. They seek companions who offer a sense of safety and security, and if you don't fit the bill, they'll gracefully step away. For them, it's straightforward. No trust equals no time spent together. They'd much rather enjoy their own company than take a chance on someone who might not have their best interests at heart. They prioritize quality over quantity in relationships, and if you can't demonstrate honesty and dependability, they won't invest in you. So, if you want to maintain a Sigma woman's respect, ensure your actions align with your words and your motives are transparent. They value genuineness and steadfastness above all else. If you can't offer that, don't be surprised if they maintain their distance. After all, they'd prefer solitude over the company of someone they can't trust. Number 10. You display an overbearing amount of arrogance and self-centeredness. Ever crossed paths with someone who's their own hype squad? They're always tooting their own horn, elevating themselves to the status of a superstar, and acting like the world revolves around them. Yeah, those individuals usually evoke a symphony of eye rolls wherever they wander. When someone's self-absorption reaches its zenith, it's like they've donned blinders. All they can see is their own little universe. They'll monopolize every conversation, trumpet their triumphs, and tune out everyone else as if they're on silent mode. For Sigma ladies who thrive on meaningful dialogues, contending with such personalities is akin to attempting a picnic in the midst of a hurricane, far from serene. They relish deep engagement and savoring the moment, but when someone's ego balloons up like a parade float, they'd rather conserve their breath. Celebrating victories is great, but there's a fine line between self-assurance and outright conceit. When someone's ego surpasses the size of a hot air balloon, it's as if they've crowned themselves sovereign of the cosmos. And that's a major turn-off for Sigma women. And let's not overlook selfishness. It's akin to ordering a pizza and snatching up all the slices for oneself. When someone's mantra is me, 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 without regard for others, it dampens the vibe entirely. Sigma ladies champion equality and fairness, so associating with someone who's solely fixated on their own agenda fails to ignite their enthusiasm. Ultimately, arrogance and selfishness erect barriers between people. They impede genuine connections and relegate others to the sidelines. Thus, if you aim to click with Sigma women, check your ego at the entrance and display a touch of humility. Believe me, they'll give you a virtual high five for it, and who knows, they might even offer you a slice of that pizza.